Just following on from what was just spoken about, a simple one, how does that 5 million tonne abatement target compare to Woodside's current annual Scope 1 to 3 emissions?
And then did you have another question as well?
And how would it compare to Woodside's projected Scope 1 to 3 emissions after it completes the addition of its current growth projects, and then again with other future growth projects it's planning to undertake?
Okay, thank you. Meg?
Sure. So our gross Scope 1 emissions in 2023 was 6.2 million tonnes. With the use of offsets, our net equity Scope 1 and 2 was 5.5 million tonnes per annum. If we look at our Scope 3 last year, it was 73 million tonnes of CO2 equivalent emissions. So you're highlighting that the 5 million tonnes relates to the 72 million tonnes that we're currently emitting. I think that's a material step forward. That's approaching 10% in investments that we're going to make between now and 2030. So to change, again, in a capital-intensive business, to change anything you do by 10% is only going to happen with tremendous work, commitment, and effort. And I have absolute confidence that our team is positioned to do that, and that we will be working through the challenges to deliver on that target.
Yeah, the new projects. It's hard to, obviously we're in the process of reviewing those projects, so as we do that, we'll have an assessment of what those emissions are likely to be. I think the only other thing I'd say to you, Mayor, about the Scope 3 is obviously they're our customers' Scope 1 emissions, Scope 1 and 2 emissions. Mm-hmm. And so customers will have their own plans as well. Thank you. Yeah, Meg gave a
well, just to be clear,
whole of life emissions profile for Scarborough, which was because people are very erroneous in some of the numbers they're talking about.
And just to be clear, Will, the 5 million tonnes is per annum, so multiply that over the life cycle of the project. That'll give you a flavor for the longevity. It's also, I think, worth noting that one of the differences between our new energy investments and our traditional oil and gas investments is a hydrogen project, for example, is more of a factory. So we don't face the inevitable decline that we face in the oil and gas business. So if we're able to produce hydrogen, for example, that allows customers to have energy with 5 million tonnes per annum less emissions, we'll be keeping that factory full for 30, hopefully more years. So again, the abatement potential actually is quite enduring once we get these projects up and running.